Welcome. My name is Mr. Sunarine, and today we're going to be looking at how can we use a letter to represent the unknown to solve problems. Before we get into today's lesson, I'm just going to review 5 math word problem strategies that we can think about and incorporate when working on math word problems. One strategy is to read the entire word problem. Here you might need to read the math word problem 1, 2, or 3 times, and this is to help us think about and understand what the word problem is about, understand the context, and all the information that's provided. The second strategy is to think about the word problem. When we read the word problem, now we want to think about what the word problem is asking us. And usually when we're thinking about what the word problem is asking us, it's usually at the end of a word problem. Not always, but that's always a good reminder. The third strategy is to write on the word problem. This means annotating, highlighting, circling key information that is going to help you with developing a plan and understanding what to do next in order to get to your solution. The fourth strategy is to draw a picture. Drawing a picture provides a great visual, especially in math classes, to help you understand and make sense of the problem and to give it some context. The last strategy is to check your answer when you're done. Based on the plan you created and how you work through the problem, does the answer that you obtained make sense? Think about the answer you got and look back at the problem and see if it makes sense for you. Hopefully these strategies keep in mind that when you're working through the problem. We're going to look at 4 math word problems and we're going to try to use these strategies while working on it. Adriana has 10 pieces of gum to share with her friends. There wasn't enough gum for all her friends, so she went to the store to get 3 more pieces of gum. How many pieces of gum does Adriana have now? So please pause the video, work on it, think about all these strategies that we've talked about, and develop a plan and try to arrive at a solution. I'm going to provide some guidance on the next slide to help you with this process. In looking at the problem, we know that Adriana started with 10 pieces of gum. That's important. There wasn't enough gum for her friends, so she went to the store to get 3 more pieces of gum. So since it looks like we're adding 3 to the original amount, 10. So therefore that tells us we're going to be doing 10 plus 3. How many pieces of gum does Adriana have now? So we're going to use the letter G for gum, and that will give us an idea of how much gum she will have right now. So when we set up our problem, we have 10 plus 3 equals G. 10 plus 3 gives us 13. 13 equals G. And again, the G is important in the context of this problem because it tells us that right now, Adriana has 13 pieces of gum. Adriana has 13 pieces of gum now. Okay, we're going to look at a second problem. Adriana has 100 pieces of gum to share with her friends. When she went to the park, she shared 10 pieces of strawberry gum. When she left the park, Adriana shared another 10 pieces of bubble gum. How many pieces of gum does Adriana have now? Please pause the video, think about a strategy, work through the problem, and we're going to compare our answers with the next slide. Here, we see that Adriana starts out with 100 pieces of gum, and she's sharing it. When we're sharing it, we're giving away pieces of gum. So it looks like the original amount is going down. Therefore, we're subtracting. So and it looks like in the problem, she shares 2 times in 2 events. She shares 10 pieces of strawberry gum, and after she left the park, she shared another 10 pieces of bubble gum. So in both instances, she's giving away 10. Therefore, if she's giving away 10, we're subtracting 10 here. We're also subtracting 10 here. We're going to use, again, the letter G for gum. And we're going to write out our problem. 100 minus 10 equals G. The first 10, again, is the strawberry gum, and the second 10 is the bubble gum. So when we do orders of operations, we do 100 minus 10 gives us 90. We bring down the negative 10, and we're going to do 90 minus 10 gives us 80, and the 80 equals G. And when we look back at our context of the problem, Adriana has 80 pieces of gum now. We're going to look at another math word problem. Adriana needs to cut a pan of brownies into pieces. She cuts 6 even columns and 3 even rows into the pan. How many brownies does she have? So please pause the video, think about a solution and a plan to get to our answer. In this example, I provided a visual with 6 columns and 3 rows. And when we're thinking about cutting 6 even columns and 3 even rows, we're looking at multiplying. Because here, in order to gather all the different brownies, we would do 6 times 3 to give us all the brownies that Adriana has cut out. So we're going to use the letter B for brownies, and we're going to have 6 times 3 equals B, and 6 times 3 is 18. 18 equals B. And here, Adriana has 18 brownies. We're going to do one more problem. Adriana has 80 tickets for the fair, and each ride costs 5 tickets. How many rides can she go on? So again, pause the video, think about how you would work through this problem, what information is needed. You may also want to think about, are we adding, are we subtracting, are we multiplying, are we dividing to arrive at our solution? So here, we're going to be looking at Adriana has 80 tickets for the fair. Each ride costs 5 tickets. So if Adriana is at the fair and she wants to go on any ticket, she has to pay up 5 each time she goes on a ride. Each ride she goes on requires 5 tickets. And in here, we see the word each. And in this problem, each means division. So each ride she goes on, she has to spend 5 tickets. So in order to understand how many rides in total she can go on, we would have to divide 80 and 5. And we set up R means rides. So we're going to set up our math equation. 80 divided by 5 equals R. When we do that, 80 divided by 5 is 16. 16 equals R. And we can think about 16 makes sense because if she has 80 tickets, she can go on 16 rides at the fair. Adriana can go on 16 rides, and it's listed down here as well. Now we're going to move into our summarization. Summarize, how can we use a letter to represent the unknown to solve problems? The letter represents what we need to solve for. The letter helps us make sense of the math word problem. And here is some guidance around some strategies and some look-fors when working on a math word problem. Hope this was helpful. Have a great day.